Hi everybody, Nick Strippoli here, again with Tom Abraham of Abraham Sweeney Law Firm. We're going to talk today a little bit about how FEMA and insurance companies and navigating the intricacies of your claims and anything to do with if you get a rejection and things like that. And Tom's going to go ahead and explain a little bit more about that.
What we're facing right now is we're getting into the middle of phase one, where after a big storm, after any kind of calamity, people are facing difficult scenarios, difficult decisions with, they're dealing with FEMA, they're dealing with their insurance companies, they're dealing with their lenders. So one of the things that's come up as a big issue, especially anywhere on the coastal side, is if you're within a special flood hazard area, okay, and people call it FEMA flood zones. It's a rule by FEMA called the Substantial Improvement Damage Rule, and kind of the colloquial term is the 50% rule by FEMA. So what happens is, if the value of your constructed home is X and the cost to rebuild it exceeds 50% of that X, whatever the value is now, the value by property appraiser, then you are not allowed to rebuild it. They want you to either tear it down and build something in code compliance to today's code compliance, which means putting it up in the air or raising it somehow, or building a new home that's code compliance, which is another home in the air. So a lot of people are facing struggles with that because your coverage would be coverage under flood insurance, not your property insurance, which would be your windstorm. So flood insurance is a lot less than what's the property insurance. So are you going to be able to completely tear down your house and build a new house with flood insurance coverage? Probably not, without a lot of money coming out of pocket. Some of the things people are facing is, when they have debt on their property. So if they have debt that's 30% of the value, 50%, 100%. So depending on how much debt you have, this becomes either a possible scenario for you to do something with, or it's just an impossible scenario. So either way, one of the things you have to be able to do is find out, they could call you and find out what the value of the property is, what it could sell for, because that determination will help in making the decision of what to do going forward. Now, a suggestion, of course, for anybody in this kind of scenario is, make sure you're calling FEMA, make sure you're calling your cities, your counties, make sure that, you're calling Nick or you're calling other professionals about what to do with the property, because every professional has their lane and they're all going to know their different rules. Like FEMA will know their stuff. The county will be able to tell you about whether they can give you permits or not. The cities, same way. And the real estate brokers will be able to tell you what are your options as far as, can you sell the property as is? What can you do? What is the value of the property in this current market condition? So everything changes. The other part that's, now that we're going through the phase one and going toward the end of phase one, is insurance disputes, because we're all assuming all of these things are based on the insurance company saying, yeah, here's your coverage, here's your check. Well, if you have a lender, they're the additional insured. They're getting the check, not you, the insured, okay? Which presents another problem if you need to find a solution for that. The other issue is, if the insurance companies are denying you, or the report that they're giving you is not sufficient, what's your first step? You hire a public adjuster. Public adjuster needs to get paid, so they charge 10%. If the public adjuster is not able to work it out, then you have to hire lawyers. Well, we charge 33 1/3 if we have to file a case, and we charge 40% if we're going to trial. So pre-2019, if you won your case, the insurance company had to pay your lawyer's cost. Post-2019 and today, you have to pay that, which means it comes out of your insurance proceeds. So even if you're successful and you win to get your coverage, you're going to lose 50% of the value of that claim to costs. So knowing that going in, you may be better off in a lot of cases either selling or doing some sort of an agreement in advance instead of going down that path where you're losing that money. So a lot of things to consider, but start by calling everybody, get advice, get proper advice, hire the professionals, because what you don't want to do is make these decisions on your own when it's an emotional decision, and sometimes you just say, I want to get out of here, or I don't want to deal with this anymore. But if you've got professionals, they're coming in with an objective view, they're not emotional to it, and they can advise you properly, whether it's your counties, your lawyers, your brokers. Everybody's there for your benefit, but it's coming from a non-emotional view, so you'll be able to get proper advice.
Thanks so much, Tom, for your help today. Really appreciate the information about FEMA insurance. If you have any questions, feel free to comment, send me a DM, or shoot me an email. I'll get back to you and connect you with Tom.